All right, so after a very successful USMNT versus Germany player-by-player comparison and several requests, we decided to do a USA versus Jamaica senior squad player-by-player comparison. We're going to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation for the purpose of this video. Each position will count as a point, and you'll have my points of who's better per position, and you're going to have JD from IMAX at Football here at the video very soon, and we'll have his scoreboard, and we'll see who has more talent right now on paper. But remember, it doesn't mean that if the team wins here, it doesn't mean they would win an actual game. An actual game, there's many more factors that come into an account. And even if they win by a lot here, it doesn't mean they're the favorites. And I think it'll be a pretty balanced video. So throughout the video, make sure to comment down below your starting 11 for the USA, your starting 11 for Jamaica, and your score. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell, as we do a lot of Concacaf content as well. But obviously, I'm mostly focused on the United States of America. Before we start the video, let's go through our sponsor real quick. And a big thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring Tactical Marriage TV at the month of May. A big thank you to them. This is the perfect soccer app you can follow with news, updates, highlights, match trackers, stats. So I use it myself. You guys should do it as well. And I'm putting the link down in the description for a free download on your Android or iPhone. Or if you still have a Nokia. No, actually, who has a Nokia? It's free. It's as free as hitting the like button. So make sure to do both right now and the notification bell. OneFootball, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for sponsoring the channel at the month of May. And again, I'm not selling you anything. This is absolutely free. Go check out the app. You'll be helping us from Tactical Marriage TV very much. I truly appreciate it. So now, let's roll the intro and the episode. All right, so we're going to start this position by position. As I previously said in the video, we're going with a 4-2-3-1. Each position counts as a point. And with that said, we're going to have my score and JD's score. One thing I want to make clear before we start. Whoever team wins this, it doesn't mean they would win a game. In a game, it's completely different. This is pretty much just comparing on paper which team is better. Right, JD?
Yes, I know you're going to start with that because you always want to think that United States will win every single game. But it is what it is. Let's start.
No, I don't. I think if I put the comparison, if the United States win, we'll see at the end of the video. I don't think it means they'll win an actual game against this Jamaican. But let's start with the goalkeepers. Okay, so the first one we're going to do goalkeepers. I'll quickly go through mine, and then I'll let you talk about your pick for the goalkeeper position for Jamaica. So mine for the United States, the best goalkeeper currently is Zach Steffen. He's the backup of Ederson at Manchester City. Very good goalkeeper. Definitely not anywhere near an elite goalkeeper yet. Still fairly young for a goalkeeper, but noticeably worse than Ederson. And definitely not the best goalkeeper in Concacaf. But I do think he's a very solid option. Do you want to talk about your goalkeeper?
Well, I went for Andre Blake due to the fact that he is one of the better goalkeepers in the entire region. I would definitely say that. And the other guys that should challenge him is pretty young. Jaden White and Dylan just came in the team itself, and they're trying to learn off him. So it makes no sense even consider them into the race. So Andre Blake, as you know, he plays in the MLS. He had some very good games coming back. So he's on form, and obviously based off his past experience, you have to give him the nod as the player that you would select. So Andre Blake for me.
So now, if you had to say who's better right now, Zach Steffen or Andre Blake, where would your point go to? Or do you want me to go first?
Yes, you go first. Yeah, you go first. No problem.
I give it to Andre Blake. I actually give it to Andre Blake on this one. I like Zach Steffen, but there's some questions in regards to his game right now. There's obviously questions on Andre Blake as well. It's not like he's a world-class goalkeeper like many Jamaicans think, but I think he's very good, very reliable with the Philadelphia Union. He's fantastic. I give 1-0 Jamaica for this position.
Yes, I agreed for Blake in this position, not because I'm a Jamaican, but because he's actually a better goalkeeper, because he has better reflex and better handling. I saw enough of Zach Steffen. As you know, I do support Manchester City, so even though he gets the odd game in the Premier League, but he mainly plays in the cup. So I saw how he's good at handling, and he's not as good as at passing, and he's not as good as command in his 18-yard box. He's prone to making mistakes like that, just like how he made in the Chelsea game. So definitely, I think Andre Blake would get the nod over him. But he's a good goalkeeper that can improve over time.
Perfect. So we're going to go with 1-0 Jamaica for now. Surprisingly, right? The Jamaican viewers right now are probably saying, what is Tactical doing? Isn't he going to say 11-0 United States? No, I'm not. I'm going to be as fair as possible throughout the video. Obviously, sometimes I could have my bias, but I'll be as fair as possible. Now, JD, we're going to go to the fullbacks, and we'll start with the right back position. For the United States, I picked Serginho Dest from Barcelona. He's been very good for Barcelona this season. He does have issues on defense. At least I have a lot of issues with his defending. But when it comes to the offensive part, he is just offensive. He's a top 10 right back in the world, only looking at the offensive part. He's lock and star for the United States, one of them, if not one of the most technical players in the United States team. I'm putting Serginho Dest there as our right back.
Okay, as you guys saw the entire listing for Jamaica, the right back position is very much lacking because you have Alvas Powell, he's unattached, means he doesn't have a club, and then you have literal defenders that can play the right back position. So what I went for is Wes Arden. Period. And he's not as good as Serginho Dest, but he can solve a little job at times. So definitely, I'm not even going to enter this race. It's 1-1 to 1-1 because Serginho Dest is better completely.
I agree with you. I think this one is not even really up for debate. Wes Harding, I watched him a little bit this season because he plays for Rotterdam, where Matthew Olasunde plays. I saw him play center back a few times.
Yes.
So he's more defensive, definitely.
He can play center back, right back, and even at left midfield and right midfield. So he's a multi-purpose player. If you want someone to solve a particular spot, but he's not great at anything, you put him on your roster. But definitely, Serginho Dest is special at passing, and he's a good technical player. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you also pretty much said my pick as well, 1-1. I don't think any Jamaican or even USA fan will disagree with this pick. This was one of the easy ones. Okay, now we did the right back. Let's go to the left back. For the United States, I picked Anthony Robinson as our left back. He plays for Fulham that just got relegated in the Premier League. He did okay this season. He did fairly well on offense as well, similar to Serginho Dest. Very good on offense. Not as technical as Serginho Dest, but very athletic and technical enough for the Premier League. Defensively, he gets caught off position more than I'm comfortable with, way too many times. I think he can improve, but yeah, that's my pick for the left back in the United States right now.
For Jamaica, you have two. You have Amari Bell and you have Kemar Taxi Lawrence. Kemar Taxi Lawrence currently playing in the MLS, but he was actually at Anderlecht in the Jupiler League. His natural strength is pretty much tackling and sitting back to really pick position and help out his entire back four. But going forward, he's not the best. You get me? But I still believe that he would have given Anthony Robinson run for his money, because I truly believe that because he's younger and he's playing in a league that is pretty much faster. The only thing I can say, Anthony Robinson's ball controlling is much more better than Taxi, and maybe his forward attacking movements is a little bit better than Taxi. But overall, I think I would go for the tackling and the defensive ability over the passing and the technical side. So I would go for Taxi. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I remember Kemar Lawrence when he played for the New York Red Bulls a few years back. And then I guess he went to Anderlecht. I didn't really watch him at Anderlecht, even though Miazga plays there. I didn't really watch him much. I honestly don't know enough about Kemar Lawrence currently to even judge him how he is. I know he just moved back to Toronto now. I'm going to give it to Anthony Robinson, because Anthony Robinson proved he can play in the Premier League. He held his own there. It's okay. He's not anywhere near the top left back, but he can start for many teams in the Premier League. I don't know if I can say the same for Kemar Lawrence. I don't think he could. So I'm going with Robinson, but I think that's your pick. We'll keep it. 2-1 Jamaica for you and 2-1 USA for me.
No, well, let the fans decide. because I truly like that Anthony Robinson guy. I like his style of play and everything, but I just believe that if you're playing in a setup, you need a player that can go forward and you need a player that can defend. You can't have two fullbacks that's just all attacking. That means you're just putting attackers.
So we'll do this. Everyone in the comment section, feel free to comment. Americans probably know Lawrence pretty well because he played in MLS for so long. So Americans and Jamaicans, comment down below who would you pick, Anthony Robinson and Lawrence. I have a feeling all Jamaicans will pick Lawrence, all the Americans will pick Robinson. But
please don't, guys, please don't be biased because I really like the kid. I really like Anthony Robinson.
Now we're going to go to the right center back position. And this is an interesting one. This is a very interesting one. So for me, the best right center back for the United States right now, in my personal opinion, is Chris Richards. He belongs to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich does not want to sell him. They just want to loan him. They believe in his potential. He plays for Hoffenheim currently on a loan. He's starting, doing pretty well in the Bundesliga. He can play with both feet. He's a very technical defender. Still shaky at times. I mean, the guy's 21, I believe, 20 or 21. So I think it's perfectly normal. Regardless of who you pick, I would say Chris Richards has a higher ceiling. But depending on who you pick, I could agree that player is better right now. So what's your pick?
I'm going for Liam Moore. Liam Moore currently playing in the championship, and as you know, he has strength, aggression, and definitely the positioning skills. So he can deliver some good pitch perfect timings at tackles at times. And overall, if he's not on his team, they can't pretty much win. So definitely, he's that effective. So if you're going to say maybe the position, the competition that he plays in is a little bit lower than the Bundesliga, but he's consistent. Once he's playing, he delivers. And I truly believe that Chris Richards is a little kid growing into something because, as I said, he's ceiling. But you have a player that is delivering right now, and he's one of the best defenders in the championship period. So I think he should have a little edge over Chris Richards. But I don't know how the fans will think. But definitely, I will kind of stick with Moore.
All right. So let me put here. It's 3-1 Jamaica for you.
Okay, you giving me that one?
Yeah, wait, no. This is your point. I'll give you mine. Okay, this is what I have to say about this. Liam Moore is one of the best defenders in championship. I think Liam Moore could hold his own on the Premier League. I truly believe that. He has been in Leicester 5 or 4 years ago or whatever. He had injury problems, I believe.
Injury problems.
He's been in the championship for a while. I don't think the championship is bad by any means. I think, yes, right now, Liam Moore is more prepared than Chris Richards. He's more reliable. He's more experienced, and he's very good, very physical defender as well. Chris Richards will be shaky. Now, if you ask me maybe who's better in 2 years, I would put all my money on Chris Richards 2 to 3 years. That's why Bayern believes in him. But right now, yes. And maybe the Americans will hate me for this, but I have to be honest. I do think Liam Moore is more ready right now. If we had a game right now. So I would give a point to Jamaica right here. And guys, if you don't know Liam Moore, please go research him. He's actually a very good center back. Many might not know him because he's playing for Reading in the championship. But he's a very good center back, was in Leicester many years ago. So for me, it's 2-2. For you, it's 3-1 Jamaica.
Yes, I think so. Yes, 3-1 for me.
Okay, now we're going to go to the left center back. And let's go quick through this one so we can keep going with the video quickly. So for the left center back, I picked John Brooks. He's experienced, 28-year-old or 29 right now. Plays for Wolfsburg, qualifying to the Champions League. One of the best defenses in the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg in the season. I like John Brooks. Yes, he was shaky a few years. He took a little longer to peak, in my opinion. But I think he's had a fantastic season. He's been very good in Bundesliga and will be playing the Champions League next season.
I went with Ethan Pinnock due to the fact that he is one of the best players also in the championship overall. He has similar traits to John Brooks. John Brooks has aerial duels. I think his passing is not the best, to be honest, but I saw that he has good positioning skills, and I would give that to Ethan Pinnock as well. But I think Ethan Pinnock is much more commanding than him. That's why I would go with...
What I noticed with John Brooks is when it comes to short passing, sometimes he's shaky with that. His long balls as a center back are very good. When he switches the play, he's very technical, very accurate with it. I honestly, this one I have to give it to John Brooks. And
okay.
I think Ethan Pinnock is underrated, and sometimes we do underrate a player just because of the league he plays. We say, oh, he's in the championship, he can't be that good. No, but the championship's a good league. But I'm talking about a center back that has one of the best defenses in Bundesliga. They're qualifying to the Champions League. That's the toppest stage in soccer or football for the Jamaican viewers. I have to give this one to John Brooks. I have to say he's better.
Yes, I just told you who I was actually putting up against him because both are left-footed and both plays on that side. So that's why
Who do you pick?
I actually went for John Brooks.
Oh, John Brooks.
A little bit better, and he's playing at a higher level, and he's consistent enough at the higher level. So I have to give him. But I talked about Ethan Pinnock and what he has to offer. So I would give John Brooks that one. So John Brooks barely edged it. Barely.
So right now, for me, it's 3-2 United States. For you, it's 3-2 Jamaica. So it's pretty balanced. All right, moving forward, now we're going to the midfield, and we're going to have the holding midfielders. So the defensive midfielders. For me, I went with Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig. Very versatile player, very good for pressing systems. Technical enough. I don't think he's any technical beast. He doesn't really create or distribute. Can't really play as a deep line playmaker. He's more of a ball winning midfielder. Versatile, can play as a right back, right wing back. And RB Leipzig is currently the second best team in Bundesliga. They're always competing Champions League. I don't have to talk about the team as much. I think Tyler Adams is a very, very good player.
Okay, then simple. You won this category because this is Jamaica's actual weak area. We only have two players on the radar to get in, so that's why I selected Kevin Lambert. He plays for Phoenix Rising. So
USL.
I saw him. He's a young kid coming into it. He's not fully ready, but because we don't have a defensive midfielder, we normally use Hector. And Hector is a centre back. Definitely he's not going to cut it. So clearly Tyler Adams win because Tyler Adams, he doesn't have any special attribute with passing and those things, but his positioning skills and his engine makes him much more of a mobile player. So Adams won by a mile. So it's not.
Yeah, Adams is very dynamic too. Very dynamic. So and look, we're comparing a player that's playing in the top Bundesliga and another USL player. No offense to the USL, but it wouldn't make sense. So 4-2 United States for me, and for you it's actually 3-3.
3-3, yes.
Okay, now this one is fun. But I think I know who you're gonna pick as well. So now we're going to the central midfielder, and it's the box-to-box midfielder. For the United States, I picked Weston McKennie from Juventus. Very dynamic midfielder as well. Also, not a technical beast by any means, but very dynamic player, covers a lot of ground, scores goals, is all over the place. I like Weston a lot. I like him very much. So who would you go with for Jamaica?
Who I put up against him was Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson is the main central midfielder in the entire squad. As you know, he's a high pressing type of player, and he has the ability to pick good positioning and everything. But up against Weston McKennie, as I said before, I think he's actually maybe the best player in the United States team. His passing and his engine is next to none. I think he's a special underrated player, to be honest. So I have to give it to Weston McKennie, but Daniel Johnson is still one of the most reliable player in the Jamaica team, and most Jamaicans can attest to that as well.
I agree. I also go with Weston. I think Daniel Johnson's a great player as well, but it's just a bad matchup for Daniel Johnson. It's just a bad matchup for him. So yeah, for me, it's 5-2 United States. Wow, Jamaicans are going to want to kill me here. And for you, it's 4-3 United States. Oh my goodness.
yes, it's kind of
no,
fair.
but I think we're being very fair. We're being very fair overall. Now we're going to the attacking midfielder position on this 4-2-3-1 formation. This will be an interesting one.
I like know what you're gonna say to them. Okay, let me hear if you're thinking what I'm thinking.
Military Gooner, if you're watching this, you're about to get angry, very mad, very, very mad. And by that, he knows what I'm saying. But let's keep going. Look. Attacking midfielder for the United States, I went with no one less than Giovanni Reina from Borussia Dortmund. He's not a lock-in starter there. He's in and out of the starting lineup. Started more than was benched. And I have a couple stats to bring up later on. Very technical player, good at set pieces. He is actually very technical. One of the most technical players in the USMNT and one of the top prospects in the world. Okay? Go with your pick for Jamaica.
Well, I went for D. Cover Reed, Sir Bobby Reed. Pretty much of an overall technical player that can play a load of positions, but attacking midfielder is one of his true strength. But obviously, because he's that skilled, people put him in all sorts of position: wingers, right back, midfield, striker. If it comes to the test, he's just that reliable. But definitely when he comes up against Giorena, he's one of the world's best upcoming talents. His positioning skills, his passing, I think he's pretty much elite, and he has a good IQ for his age. Surprising. So I think Dortmund developing him properly, and I strongly believe that even though Bobby Reed performed well, I still have to lean towards Giorena, to be honest. I still have to lean towards Giorena. I know Military Guna will be upset and he's going to create a complete video telling me that I'm wrong, but it is what it is. Guna,
I agree with you. Thank you for being very fair because, like I said, like the whole Chris Richards part and Liam Moore. Yeah. And look, Bobby De Cordova-Reid, he proved that he can play in the Premier League. He's nothing special, like an amazing, but he can play there. He could play in the Premier League. But look at, for those stat lovers, people that love stats, even though stats need context, Bobby De Cordova-Reid played 31 games for Fulham, scored 5 goals and had 2 assists, and they were relegated. Giovanni Reina played 30 games for Dortmund, scored 4 goals, just 1 less than De Cordova, and had 6 assists, so 4 more assists, in less games and less minutes. And his team made it is getting a Champions League spot, very close to getting it. And I honestly, I think Reina's ceiling is way higher than De Cordova-Reid, and I think he's better now too. I think he's better now, to be honest. Yes, so I'll give a point to him too. So right now it's 6-2 United States for me, and it's 5-3 USA for you.
What we're gonna do with the attacking midfielders left and right, we are gonna mix them. We are gonna twist them. So we're gonna put Pulisic against Jamal Lowe.
Well, and okay, whatever you want. So
yes,
left
because
wing.
it's not a yes. So
left
Pulisic
wing.
Up against Jamal Lowe.
Let's wait, JD. We're gonna get there. You just tell me your pick on the left wing. So for the left wing, you spoiled it. Pulisic, the best player for the U.S. men's national team right now, Christian Pulisic, seems like he's healthy finally, playing for Chelsea in the Champions League final, being effective. He in the round of 16, he got the assist that put the nail in the coffin to qualify against Atletico Madrid. Versus Porto, he was the man of the match in the second game. Versus Real Madrid, it was 3-1 on aggregate, and Pulisic had a goal and an assist. So he is not a small player by any means. He's a big-time player. He's not. I don't think he's world-class. But he's an elite player. Left wing is Christian Pulisic.
Are you throwing shades at Military yet again? So he's not a small player?
Little bit. Who's your pick for the left wing?
Yes, I changed from Bailey to put Jamal Lowe over there because obviously if we're going to use Dekova on certain sides, we have to kind of fluctuate it and put Jamal Lowe over that side because we want Bailey to play on the right side. Jamal Lowe is pretty much of a high presser that can play straight across the park. You will get pace, power, and finishing from him. He's very good, but he has been tested at the championship level in which he excelled. Pulisic has been pretty much tested at 2 top level, and he did produce on both level. I think he did produce way more at Chelsea than Dortmund, in my opinion. But even what he did at Dortmund still helped him out at Chelsea, and I think combined he should be the left winger in this one over Jamal Lowe, even though I know Jamal Lowe has something special in him. But I don't think it's comparable. I think Pulisic is the better player.
Jamal has been very good for Swansea. Very good for Swansea. And he's fighting for a spot in the Premier League. So maybe we'll see him in the Premier League next season. But yeah, there's no arguing there between Jamal Lowe and Christian Pulisic. Just like our next topic right now, we're going to go to the right wing. So right now the score is 6-3 USA for you. And it's 7-2 USA for me.
Oh my God.
But look, now the other wing position is the right wing. For the United States, I put Tim Weah. Some Americans will argue that we should put Yunus Musa there. I would personally put Tim Weah. It is his position. He's been very good for Lille as a super sub there, playing at the right wing, sometimes as a striker as well. He's a high prospect. But look. I know your pick already. And even if I put Weah or Yunus Musa, I'm going for Jamaica on this one. It doesn't matter who I pick. You're going to pick Leon Bailey, and he's better than Weah. He's better than Yunus Musa. So it doesn't matter who I pick.
Agreed. Tim Weah is a good player, but he's not excelling in any one department. And he's trying to get himself into the team. Whilst Bailey is one of the best players in the Bundesliga, even though he barely played You get me? Because when you look at his stats comparing to his appearances, it's off the chart. And he was actually one of the guys that was actually upped for one of the players of the season. So it's not comparable. Bailey all day.
I pulled up some stats just for the viewers on Bailey here. So Bailey has 2,857 minutes this season, which is roughly 31 and a half games. It's okay. He has 15 goals and 11 assists on that. That means almost every game he either assists or scores a goal. So yeah, if I go with Weah, Yunus Musa, doesn't matter. I'm going with Bailey for this one as a pick. So right now it's 7-3 United States for me, and it's 6-4 United States for JD. Okay, so let me go now to the final position, and let me just reiterate one thing real quick. There are some dual nationals that Jamaica could add to this team later on. JD did not pick them because it's not 100% confirmed.
No.
He only picked the ones that are confirmed, and he's about to tell us one. So yeah, in 2 months from now, maybe if they get a few others like Mason Holgate, Nathan Redmond, whatever it is, if it's 100% confirmed that they'll be in the team, we could redo this video and it could be different. But now let's go to the center forward position. And for the United States, there's actually two options I could pick right now. I'm going with Josh Sargent from Werder Bremen. I think he's still our best center forward right now. But if anyone picks Daryl DK, I'm okay with that as well. But similarly to the right wing position, if I pick Josh Sargent or Daryl DK, I don't think they're going to beat your pick for Jamaica, which I'm already going to spoil it. I know it's Mikel Antonio. I don't think DK or Sargent are better than Mikel Antonio right now. So American viewers, if you pick DK or Sargent, it wouldn't matter. You can talk about Mikel Antonio a little bit for the viewers, but I'm already giving this one to Jamaica as well.
Yep, 100%. I'm going with Mikel Antonio. A lot of individuals will say he's older, but we're talking about now. And this guy is delivering at the highest level. Yes, they might just missed out on the Champions League spot, but nevertheless, finishing fifth or in and around that in the Premier League, you saw how competitive the league is. And the guy is one of the most elite striker in the entire league. So it's not even comparable if you're going to put Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent, his best strength is link play. You get me? He's not a perfect finisher or a top class finisher, or he's not a top class overall speed merchant, or he picks pocket properly. So he has a lot to work on. So I don't think you can compare him. And my boy Daryl Dike, as you know, I really respect him because he has pace, not pace, but okay, decent and power. But I don't think he can come up against Antonio. Everything that Daryl Dike wants to be, Antonio already covered that ground before.
Yeah,
and that's all I have to say.
I agree. Yeah, and again, we're talking about Mikel Antonio, a player proven in Premier League. We're talking about Daryl Dike, a player proven in proven kind of. I mean, he 6 months, but he showed he can be effective.
Be careful.
Yeah, I think he still needs more seasons in the Championship or Premier League to prove himself. We have Josh Sargent that he does okay in Bundesliga, has a lot to prove there. He's been struggling from time to time. Obviously, Josh Sargent's team doesn't help him as well. I know. But yeah, Mikel Antonio. And that brings us to the final score. For me, it was 7-4 United States. For JD, it was 6-5 United States.
Yes.
So this is my final conclusion in this episode. I think both teams are very balanced. That's the first thing I noticed. Very balanced. Now, yeah, it seems like on paper the United States has an advantage, but let's not forget, when they're in the field, it's a lot different. There's a lot that comes into play. So to me, what this here proves, in my opinion, if we play Jamaica, both teams full strength, it can go either way. Anything you want to add, JD?
I don't want to add nothing extra more than if we can get a defensive central and he can go anything close to Tyler Adams, and then we can add a right back, anything close to Sergio Dest. I think Jamaica just win this one. But I know Americans will get to me. But
they could win it on paper, but the actual game, we know there's so many different how the players blend in together, how the coaching staff works, how the federation works. There's all of that into factor. But overall, this was very fun. It was fun to do so. I hope the viewers learned a little bit more about Jamaica, the American viewers, and the Jamaican viewers that are watching this. Hopefully they learn more about the United States. We're going to be playing each other quite a bit the next few months. So hopefully everyone now is very familiar. JD, thank you very much for being here.
No problem, my brother. Thanks to everyone that's viewing and everything. And Jamaica will surprise America. Don't worry.
No, we won't. United States is better. Guys, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.